Turns out living in America can be quite expensive. However, living in Lubbock can be pretty cheap, and it's kind of a great place to stay. So if you are thinking about moving to Lubbock or just curious maybe about the city, this video is for you. We are going to discuss all the factors about the cost of living in Lubbock. Let's do this. So the first thing I think we ought to do is contrast the cost of living in Lubbock with the national average. I know a lot of you guys are watching from all over the country, so let's just start with the national average and the cost of Lubbock and how those are different. So the cost of living in Lubbock is 8% lower than the national average. That means it's 8% cheaper by and large to live in Lubbock than it is most of the country, which 8% is a pretty big number. That's about a sales tax. That's a big number right there. Here's a big thing though. That's the overarching, encompassing cost of living. The cost of housing is actually 15% cheaper than it is across the entire country. That means if you buy a $200,000 house in Lubbock, 15% of 200,000, 10% would be 20,000. So let's do 30. So $30,000 more. A $200,000 house in Lubbock would be 230 grand somewhere. Not sure if that's the right math, but check me on it. Quote me. On average, utilities are 3% cheaper. Groceries are 9% cheaper. Transportation by and large is 12% cheaper. I know what you're thinking. Andrew, you're saying a lot of good stuff. Sounds like Lubbock's really cheap, a lot cheaper than the national average. What's the catch? What's the caveat? Guess what, viewer at home? There's no catch. There's no catch. It's just cheaper. It's more affordable. More bang for your buck. Your dollar's going way further. Bada bing, bada boom. Why are you still thinking? Why are you still thinking about it? So as of September, obviously this is a real estate channel. You should be wanting to buy a house if you're moving here, and you should absolutely call me. My number is right here. If you are thinking about moving to Lubbock, if you're thinking about moving to Texas, do not hesitate. Give me a ring-a-ding-ding right now. My number is here. Call me, text me. My email is going to be below. It will be me that reaches out to you or that you reach out to. I will get back to you. Shameless plug. Give me a call when you can. The median price sold in September of 2022 was $280,000 in Lubbock. $280,000 in Lubbock goes a very long way. I've mentioned in other videos before, my dad and I have a rental portfolio here. We own 10 houses. We're able to buy newer 4 to 5 year old houses in Lubbock for around anywhere between 250 and 300 grand, 4 bedroom, 2 bath. I know that's completely unheard of in big cities, but in Lubbock, that's why Lubbock's king, baby, because we cheaper and we more cost efficient. That's just how we do it here. Energy and utility bill, I would say, would be anywhere from 150 to 200 bucks. That includes your energy, hot water, gas, all that jazz. We just had a couple winter storms blow through here and we were jacking up that heat like crazy. So my bill was a little bit higher. Water and electric are usually through City of Lubbock utilities. Sometimes electric is through South Plains Electric Cooperative. Water's always going to be with Lubbock, unless a lot of people in Lubbock, they have wells on their property because they own a lot of land. That means you can pump water straight out of the ground without having to rely on the city to do it for you, which is so dope. So yeah, I would safely say 150 to 200. Now, if you have a crazy month, it could get up to 250. That's not including internet. We've got a couple different internet providers here. We've got AT&T, we've got Suddenlink, and in some spots we have Vexus. For me, AT&T has been the best. I've used Suddenlink before and they have not been that great, but AT&T has usually always been good. It's about 50 bucks a month for so many gigs. You could run a small empire. So in Texas, we do have a sales tax, and the sales tax is 8.25% on all goods. So that means that if you buy $100 worth of something, you're gonna have to pay $8.25. That is our sales tax. Property tax is how we do make up for having no state income tax. I know a lot of you keyboard warriors in the comments love to talk about, oh, Texas has such high property taxes, it's robbery. Well, guess what? Compared to other states, we don't have an income tax. So you'll be like, well, that's how they get you, is the property taxes. But here's the deal. When you own real estate, when you own a house, you're building wealth. You are literally building equity in your house. Yes, you're paying taxes on it, but you're actually making money as time goes on. For all you keyboard warriors out there who hate the property taxes, but don't mind the state income tax or the sales tax, good on you. keep going, keep grinding, keep typing down there. People call me all the time and they wonder what they're gonna do for a living here, and that's a great question. And I've talked in plenty of other videos about the Lubbock economy and how great it is and the job opportunities here. We've got Texas Tech University, which is our biggest employer. We've got 2 major hospitals, UMC and Covenant. I talked about this in the last video. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Talks about it here. So in Lubbock, we are close to the Permian Basin. We are close to Midland, Odessa, which is one of the biggest exporters of oil in the country. Thanks to Bidenomics, currently the average cost of a gallon of gas is $3.84. Now, I don't know if you're a big baller, if you're a big dog and you're putting in the Supreme 93 in your vehicle. I'm putting the regular 86 in because I'm a good old country boy. Okay, so here's something a lot of people do almost every night and they don't budget for it or even think about it: eating out. Let's talk about the cost of going out to eat, getting a burger, getting Thai food, or getting whatever. A normal dinner at a restaurant for 2 people, if it's a sit-down place, I would say would be around $15 to $20. Now that's if you're getting a soda. Oftentimes, I don't know what it's like where you live, but sodas are like $3 to $4 if you get a drink. Coke Zero or something, you're adding $3 to $4, and don't forget they're probably charging you for refills. Like I said, don't get any El Presidente margaritas because that's gonna jack the price way up. That's just usually how it goes. My fellow drinkers out there, I love me a good drink. A good, a beer, depending on where you go, $3 to $4. If you go to a dive bar, it could be $2. But like I said, if you're going to a nice restaurant, even a Chili's or something, probably $3 to $4. Liquor, let's not even get started on that. You're looking at $8 to $9, depending on where. Now, if you go to a bar, they got specials often, could be cheaper. I still think you're not getting a beer for less than $3. Really, I don't. So let's talk about groceries now. So on average, Lubbock's groceries are 9% cheaper than the national average. Inflation is definitely affecting everything. I went to Costco the other day. Costco, and there were no eggs. That was like 4 weeks ago, and I just went last week, and there were eggs, but they were more expensive for sure. So I would say the average cost for groceries for a husband, wife with 2, 3 kids, you could be looking at $800 to $1,000 a month. Me personally, a single guy who lives in Lubbock, I'm probably looking at $300 to $400 a month, and that's just me. So I do buy fruits, I buy vegetables, I buy yogurt, I do buy perishables. I love spaghetti. I make a lot of spaghetti, so I got to keep my meat frozen, and then I cook it at least once a week or something like that. I know a lot of people love talking about rent. Rent is something we are going to gloss over and get through as hard as we can because it's subjective and it all depends on where you move. If your budget is less than $1,000 a month, find a good apartment complex. There are plenty of good ones here. If you're up in the 1,200 to 1,500 area, duplex would be a great option. I know there's a lot of newer duplexes that rent anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 depending on where you go. We do not have a lot of townhomes here or condos. Once you start hitting the 2,000 range, 2,200 range, you're getting into the nicer, newer, the largest 3 bedrooms, and you're also in some of the most favorable neighborhoods. I did the best I could with breaking down the cost of living. We talked about food, going out, gas, houses, rent. If you have any questions, give me a call. Watch our other videos here. It's been a pleasure and a blast. I'll talk to you later. Toodaloo.